Hi there, I'm back again doing another video after a really long time of being away. I'm really nervous, but I don't really know. I guess it's okay. I didn't really know what to talk about, coming back after about a year, and I just lost all confidence last year, so I'm trying to bring it back somehow. I thought I'd talk about my characters because I know most things about my characters. Well, technically I should know all things about my characters because I made them, but you get what I mean. You probably don't, but let's just pretend you do. So today I'm going to be talking about one of my most loved characters, Winston. He's the one that I'm drawing on screen. I'll probably do some of my other characters in the future, like Hale and Nick, because I love drawing them too. Probably Milo and Nate too. I have so many characters I forget their names sometimes. But anyway, let's do it. Let's talk about Winston. I'm going to be going on a list of just questions and then I'll just expand off of them. Because I don't have a script and I don't think I'd have the confidence to start recording again. Anyway, yeah, let's do it. So his full name is Winston Carlisle. He used to have a middle name, but I took that out because it wasn't really necessary. He's part of my comic, which I am currently drawing, and hopefully within the next month or so I'll probably have the first few things out. I don't know what they're called, like pages or something. I don't know, it's a web comic, so I don't really know what it's called. He is 24 and he doesn't really have a nickname, but Ken, one of my other characters, he likes to call him Winnie, like Winnie the Pooh, just to make fun of him. He's not really big on that nickname, like I said, because Ken likes to make fun of him. So when he's called Winnie, it kind of sends a shiver down his spine. He has a lot of siblings, like a lot of siblings. When I, in the past, did a roleplay with him, in the roleplay he had 12 siblings. I have narrowed it down a little bit because I thought that was way too many, and now he has about 9. That's not really a big difference, but whatever. His siblings are Patrick, Matthew, Richard, Henry, April, May, Somerset, Arthur and Maya. Winston is a middle child. He has middle child syndrome, unfortunately. And Somerset is his adopted brother. They don't really share any attributes at all. Somerset is blonde and Winston has reddish brown hair. But Winston is most protective over Somerset, and he is not really good with Patrick. Patrick and Winston, they will fight to the death if they could. They do have like common ground though. They both like Cole. Patrick has a reason to like him. He's kind of married to him, but Winston has a big friendship with Cole, because Cole's just a genuinely nice person. He's a little bit like Somerset in terms of personality. So yeah, they really get along. Winston he's not the type of person to fall in love. He's never really been in love, and he's just the type of person that will play around, if you get what I mean. If you catch my drift. Because he is bisexual, he likes the ladies and the men's, and like I said, he doesn't really have anyone he loves, but he believes in love at first sight. And in like the early stages of the comic, he will meet Hale, and it's a little joke between me and my little sister that Winston adores Hale and will pretty much do anything for him, but Hale doesn't like him back. So it's kind of a little challenge for him. He's a huge narcissist, so he thinks that he is the shit. He thinks that the whole world revolves around him, so the fact that he can't get someone makes him, I don't know if it'll make him angry or if it'll push him to be more devoted to doing whatever it takes to get what he wants, because he's used to just getting what he wants. He grew up in a rich family, I'd say, and he had private schooling and stuff like that. So, like I said, he's used to getting what he wants. So when he doesn't get what he wants, it's like a bit of a shock to him. And his best friends are probably Sully and Cole. I'd go as far as to say Ken is one of his best friends, but I think Winston genuinely despises Ken, because Ken will go out of his way to irritate Winston at any cost. He will even, Ken is an idol, so he will probably run around and make Winston chase him, hide places so Winston can't find him, and then Winston is the one that'll get yelled at by Sully. He also doesn't really like Nick. Nick is a really nice guy, but he is like an inch taller than Winston, and they both have this weird alpha male aura, if that makes sense, and Winston, he doesn't like that. He's very open to conflict and really wants to be the only alpha male, which is probably why he clashes with Patrick so much. And also, Winston and Nick's morals are in complete different places. Nick very much cares about everyone else, and Winston cares about himself. Although he won't stand for people making fun of Somerset or Hale, because he's pretty chill otherwise, but if they're offended, he'll be offended, and there's a huge chance that he'd probably retaliate aggressively towards people who make fun of them. I guess he's just kind of attached to them. I wouldn't say a leech, but like a koala bear. That sounds nicer. So, he smokes, so that's a huge part of him. He's a smoker, and he smoked for a very long time, and his favourite food is fried chicken. That is also a joke I had when he was in a roleplay. It was a huge thing that you could never get him away from his fried chicken. It's the only place you would find him, and the only way you could sway him to doing what you want. Winston's a funny guy. In the past, first of all, his face claim for the roleplay was actually a fan art of Kuru from Haikyuu, which had tattoos all over him. And then as he slowly progressed into his own person, he lost all the tattoos, mainly because I couldn't be bothered drawing them. He also had his hair colour changed, his eye colour changed, all that stuff. He used to have this really blackish brown hair, and now he has reddish brown hair, and even the clothes he wears, he used to have a brown jacket, and now he has a dark blue jacket. In terms of his tattoos, though, I have thought about giving him the tattoos, but I don't really think they'd suit him anymore. He used to have a wolf sleeve, on his left arm, a forest sleeve on his, I think it was a forest half sleeve actually, on his right arm, and a crow on his side, which it looked good, but it was just too much to draw and continuously get it right. So I just got rid of it. He kept his piercings, although he has a few less, so it actually makes a little bit more sense. He has a triple lobe, 3 little black ones on his lobe, a double helix, and an industrial piercing, which he did used to have piercings all over the place, but I changed it so it made a little bit more sense. So Winston is an optimistic guy, but only in what he gets. In terms of things that he is afraid of, he's not afraid of that much, but he's afraid of the most stupidest things. And in that I mean, Winston is absolutely terrified of the thought of there being ghosts. So if he was in a dark room and someone moved something, he'd probably freak out. He's also terrified of horror movies. He can't watch horror movies because he'll probably hide behind a pillow or cry. You don't see him cry often, but he'll cry for a horror movie. Which is funny because I think his idea of a perfect date would be going to an amusement park, going to and whatever. So he's very much a thrill seeker. He enjoys rides, eating all the foods, and he always has this idea that he'll take the one he likes to a haunted house and he'll be all brave, but he'd genuinely be the one that screams. Honestly, he's one of my favourite characters because although if I had to compare him to someone, he'd probably have the same character traits as Uwahh from Haikyuu, but it's kind of strange because I'm not a massive fan of Uwahh because he is a narcissist, but Winston's narcissism doesn't seem as Uwahh, if that makes any sense. He's very cocky, and just I love his fang-like teeth. I think I said before he was a werewolf in the previous roleplay he was in, so he has really pointy teeth, because I love the idea of his teeth remaining pointy and sharp, unlike Soma's little bunny teeth. Soma is Somerset, by the way, it's just his nickname. I sometimes get a little bit confused which one to use. And my favourite thing about drawing Winston has to be his eyes. He has very yellowish orange eyes, and they're ever so slightly droopy. So his wing kind of balances his eye out and makes him look like, I don't know the word, I don't know a lot of words, but it makes him look a little extra. He also has really thick eyebrows and ink eyes. That's kind of nice to see. I mean, I like Nick and he has really thin eyebrows, but Winston just really suits the thick eyebrow look. Luke. He does have really floofy hair. I really like floofy hair. And three-quarter I've forgotten it. The split in the hair. The 3/4 split. He really likes having his hairstyle like that. Although when he's working, he has to have his really big fringe to the side. I'd say a little bit about Winston that I kept a little bit of him just for the fact that maybe it resembled me a little bit, like the huge fringe. We've both got that in common, otherwise we have nothing else in common. And his nose is incredibly straight. Like Hale's nose, I always draw my characters with slightly different noses. Cole has an arched nose. I don't know what that one is. Maybe it's a Roman nose. And Hale has a little button nose, and so does Benji. I think that's one of Winston's favourite attributes about Hale, other than his eyes and his little owl hair. Anyway, I don't really know what else to talk about Winston. He's just genuinely like this extroverted guy with really low morals, and he doesn't really have anything to lose, so he's not really scared of losing anything, except when he meets Hale. In that case, he just doesn't really, want him to... Words don't want to come to my brain anymore. So he doesn't really have a fear of dying or anything like that, because he's lived that life. He's, done a lot. Anyway, I don't really know what to say about Winston anymore. I've mentioned a lot other than what I can't mention about him, because it'd spoil the story. So thank you for listening to me ramble on about my boy. I'll probably upload something when I feel like it a little bit more than having a schedule, because it's less frustrating. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.